Anyone involved in education understands the benefits of being able to speak and use more than one language, an asset that is becoming increasingly useful in our connected world. Many children and young people in our schools know more than one language because they have grown up in a household where one or more heritage languages are routinely used, whether British-born or recently arrived from another country. At the latest count, the percentage of such children learning English as an additional language in primary schools is over 21% and nearly 17% in secondary schools. In Hampshire, a relatively leafy local authority, the latest figures show that around 125 languages were represented amongst pupils attending local schools. In other areas, this number is often substantially larger. Most schools know how important it is for pupils and their families to stay in touch with their heritage languages. They understand that language is inherently bound up with culture and nurturing a sense of identity. For this reason, practitioners correctly advise parents to continue to speak and use their first language outside of school. Schools that enrich their learning environments with multilingual signage and resource bilingual books will send a clear message to families about the importance of maintaining first and other languages. The Young Interpreter Scheme is a great way for schools to build upon the language proficiencies of their learners, to provide peer support to new arrivals. What is perhaps less well understood is the role that first language can play in a pupil's wider education, both at school and in the home. So how can schools capitalize on the multilingual nature of their EAL population and use the pupil's knowledge of their own first language as a tool for teaching and learning? Within the classroom, enabling children who are relatively new to English to clarify ideas and rehearse contributions in a shared first language is a well-established practice. Teachers should become confident in the use of translation tools to convey new meanings, as these tools are becoming extremely accurate and powerful when used correctly. Because learning a new language is tiring, it makes sense to allow children to use their first language together during breaks and lunchtime if they want to. Similarly, parents will be best placed to help their child's home learning in their strongest heritage languages. Pupils with stronger literacy in first language than English should be encouraged to pre-read curriculum-based resources using translated materials, both published and freely available via the internet. Subject-based staff can also usefully provide lists of dual language keywords for upcoming topics. Bilingual dictionaries, particularly digital versions, will also be useful when pupils are trained on how to use them effectively. When interacting with printed materials and producing text in exercise books, it is helpful to let pupils annotate and take notes in their first language if it helps them. For those who cannot write in English or have limited proficiency, it is a well-established good practice to encourage writing in first language. This could be first language only or a combination of first language and English. Try to discuss with the child what has been written, and it can also be useful where possible to get an adult such as a parent to translate what has been written. However, this is not essential. Remember, the purpose of education for EAL learners is not just to learn English, as children have an entitlement to learn all aspects of the curriculum just like their peers.